Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our channel where this month we are talking all about sales and what most people in the coaching industry refer to as discovery calls. And if you have been watching this for a while, you know that I hate the term discovery calls. However, you are Googling that. So we're just going to talk about discovery calls. Specifically today, we are going to talk about the 5 best discovery call questions to sell your coaching program. Okay. So if you are using discovery calls or sales calls or free consultations, whatever you may choose to call them, to sell your coaching services, which a crazy 90% of coaching services are sold over the phone. So this is probably you. Then I'm going to give you the 5 questions that I highly suggest you ask on almost, if not all, sales calls / discovery calls that you run. Okay. The real key, first of all, if you need help with your sales when it comes to your coaching or service-based business, please subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get all of our updates, especially now because we have so many amazing videos coming out that are going to help you sell, at the highest level possible, increase your close rate, all of it, feel better, feel more confident, get more deals. When you are closing, you are actually able to provide the service that you love doing. A lot of people came into coaching or in some type of helping profession, service-based business because they actually love helping people. And often the barrier for them to be able to live out their purpose is that they can't get people to hire them because they are lacking confidence or lacking the skills. And today specifically, we're going to talk more about the skills. So like and subscribe, and then go to the notes below and pull out the sales script template. We have an absolutely free sales script that you can get. innerglowcircle.com/script. And I'm specifically going to be teaching today around the fact finding section and the 5 best discovery call questions that you can answer that you can ask so that you can actually sell your coaching program finally, easily, and be able to provide the services that you love. These are all questions that you will ask in the fact-finding section. So our script breaks things into 4 parts. This is specifically going to help you in the fact-finding. The key is fact-finding. When it comes to fact-finding, you need to ask these 5 questions and likely some others, especially some others that are more specifically related to what your prospect is talking about, in order for you to even get to the point where you're going to ask for the sale. If you don't ask really good questions in the fact-finding chunk of the call, it's going to be so awkward when you go to ask for the sale. It's not even going to make sense. Okay. So here's the top 5 that I would start with. These are in order. Like I said, you may need to bring some other questions in. If you are really screwed up around sales, make sure you get that script. We do have a digital course that helps you. You can go through role play and all of that, but I'm going to at least give you these 5 now. So number 1, what inspired you to book this call today? And when you ask the question, I want you to emphasize today. That's going to set us up for being able to deal with the objection that you may get later. That's like, I just want to wait. Girl or man or whoever, why did you book this today if you just want to wait? We're not going to get into all that, but I want you to say, what inspired you to book this call today? Or I know we've been following each other, or you've been following me, or you've, liked my content for a while. What inspired you to book this call today? Okay. The next one, what specifically needs to change in your life in the next 90 days? Or however long your coaching package is. I think 90 days is the easiest and best, but up to you. What specifically needs to change? This is the meat. This is the gold, the diamonds. This is the information that you need to be able to ask the best questions for the rest of the call, to ask for the close. We need to know what specifically they need to change in their life in the next 90 days, okay? I don't want to use like bad references, but it's kind of like the ammunition, okay? Number 3, what has stopped you from making these things or making these changes. And yes, if you are trained as a coach, especially, you know how to do this, but you want to weave in some of their language into this question. But what has stopped you from making these specific changes happen on your own? Okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You could say this on a sales call. People can Google, you can Google how to do that. This is where they're going to start talking themselves into why they need to work with you. Okay, beautiful question. Number 4, what kind of support do you need to make these changes happen now? What kind of support do you need? You are taking notes too. Please tell me you're going to be taking notes when we're doing this, okay? This is crucial. You need to know exactly what kind of support they need. And obviously, in order to be ethical too, like you need to make sure that you can provide that kind of support, okay? So key into that as well. So what kind of support do they need to make this happen? This is also a beautiful spot to be like, ah, yes, we offer that inside of this program, okay? Or in this course or in this package. That's exactly how I work with my clients. That's exactly why I think this would be the perfect partnership, okay? And number 5, this is really the why this, why now question. How ready are you to XYZ? So if one of those major changes, this again is where I'm like that ammunition, that's where you fill this into that question. How ready are you to get a new job, to make this happen, to find your dream partner, to make $10,000 a month? This is where you almost want your prospect to like get super excited about the possibility because truthfully, if they're hiring you, your job is to make this happen with them, okay? And you want to get them fired up, you want to get them ready. So I hope these 5 questions you will build into your fact-finding portion of your sales call. Get the script if you have no idea what I'm talking about. It gives you a ton of example questions in there and space for you to write your own. And I will just tell you, we use a blank script for every single person that we talk to. It is so much easier that way. You can take notes right in the script. You can refer back to them for your follow-up. So don't be afraid to download this script and literally use it during your sales calls. Use the spaces in there to take notes and have something to reference back to if and when you need to follow up with those leads. If they don't close on the first call, which of course our goal and a lot of this sales training, especially in our 6-figure sales course, is geared around closing on the first call. But when you can't, which is totally normal, you need some great context and content to follow up with. So having copious notes is going to be really, really helpful for you. Okay. So don't be afraid to get on discovery calls. Don't be afraid to ask pointed, direct questions. Don't be afraid to dig in. And obviously, don't be afraid to ask for the sale. And I can promise you, if you embed these 5 questions into your discovery calls or sales calls, the close is going to come so much more naturally. The last thing we want is to be super excited to work with someone and then be like, okay, gotta go, I'll follow up and send an email. And they're like, oh my God, all I can think of is it's like, it's a sexual reference, but it's like you almost get to the peak, you almost get to the climax, and then it like, where'd you go? Okay, don't do that to yourself on a sales call, okay? Bring it on home. Bring it on home with the sale. And when you have the responses to these questions, you're going to be able to do that much more easily, much more naturally. And with the information and the notes that you took from their responses, you're going to have so much more content to really combat any objections or buying questions that they may have. Okay. Remember, sales is not scary. It's a skill that you can learn. It's a muscle that you can grow. And I am just so passionate about sales because it's a skill that is so transferable. If you know how to sell, you will always be fine. Your family will always be okay. Gosh, that's such a powerful thing to think of. Okay, enjoy selling. Leave your questions and comments below, and we'll see you on the next video.